Hello you guys, hello again. Welcome into the Purple Penguin Craft Room. I'm Vicky. Today's craft is really easy, really simple. It's kind of just to give you ideas, take it and run with it. But it's going to be hot plate or trivet, whatever you're used to calling them. We at my house we always call them hot plates. But basically, it's something as a surface that you can put hot stuff on, like from the kitchen or whatever. But this is something kind of fun to decorate your table. If you want, you could actually turn it into a wall hanger and you can hang it on the wall as decoration, and then you could just take it off the wall and put something hot on it. Totally up to you. It's kind of multi-use kind of situation. But again, I'm giving you ideas on what you can do to make your own and make it your own. Okay. Supply list of the things that I'm using is going to be at the end of the video. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do all the things. Definitely helps me out. All right, let's jump right in and get started. To start off our project, we're going to use this glass, and it's got the little feet on it. It is from the Dollar Tree. It's called a cutting board. It's in the kitchen section. It's called a cutting board, but it makes a really good trivet or hot plate, whatever you want to call it. It does have it's kind of rough on this side, which makes it kind of weird that it's a cutting board. And then it's very smooth on the bottom, and it's got these little feet. You can see these little feet. They're just little rubber feet. I have a couple of them, and I use them for doing for trivets, for hot plates, and I like to decorate them. Normally, I just take the little feet off and I cover it with like a really pretty fabric. You can just Mod Podge on a pretty fabric. It's really cool. We're going to use these. We're going to make it a little more interesting this time. They're coasters. They're called coasters. There's 4 of them here. It comes with this little ribbon thing around it. But it basically, you know what they feel like? They just foam. They feel like foam. They're like flower foam is what they are. Foam flowers. And so I've been trying to rack my brain as far as placing these in here and trying to see if I could place them just right and not hit the little feet, and at the same time make it so they don't hit each other either. So I'm gonna put them in here. And see, this one is not over far enough. This one is. This one's not. The goal is to try and get them in the square and all the things like that. I think that will work. And that's going to look really super pretty underneath. And basically, they're the same thickness as their little nubby feet. So really, it's just another cushion that's going to be against your table or whatever whatever your counter or anything that you put this on or around or whatever. Or you could put a hanger on it and you can hang it too. Totally up to you. So I'm trying to. I should probably try and leave these as much as possible the way I want them to sit, so I don't lose their placement when I'm trying to glue them on here. So we're trying to keep them in here. They gotta straddle the little nub plastic thing. We're going to be using tacky glue. We're using tacky glue on this. And hopefully they have a rougher side and then well, maybe not. They're about the same on both sides. I was thinking they were going to have a little more rough on one than the other, but they pretty much are the same. And we don't need a lot of glue. But I am going to try and put on and cover it, just because we want it all to stay down. We don't want it to like start to lift up. And this should be okay with heat. Not like hot glue. It doesn't remelt. So this should be okay. Yeah. If you've ever done this and it doesn't do well with heat, let me know. I'm kind of curious if anybody else has had, if anybody's had any issues with tacky glue and heat. I have not, so I don't know. Maybe some of you have. Let me know. I'm curious. If you're worried about the overage on it, like you could definitely just go ahead with a paintbrush and kind of clean that up. I'm okay with it, so I'm just gonna leave it. And then we'll just do the same with the others as well. All right, success. Now, originally, I was going to take this rickrack and go along the outsides. However, now that I'm looking at it, I might not be able to do that. That some of the flowers are going right up to the edge. So I think we're not going to do that. That was the original plan. Like I said, these, it would work if they all like were a little bit smaller. Distance wise, I really wanted that to work, but that's okay. Plans change, we move on. The other thing I kind of wanted to add just a little bit extra, and you could do this either way. You can do where we paint this part of it white, or we can paint the spots inside the flowers. And I'm kind of leaning towards painting the insides of my flowers here. And I just want to see. This is chalk paint. This is the Waverly chalk paint. That's what I'm trying to use here, because I think it will be better on the glass. They do have glass paint. You can get acrylic paint that's good for glass, which would probably work better on this. I just don't happen to have any at the moment. I don't do a lot of glass painting, really. I did it a couple years back, but I haven't done it in a while. So that's what it's going to look like. It's just going to be kind of a light color in there. And that's fine. I kind of like that. So, I think I might just go with it. Like I said, you don't have to. You could do whatever you want. And you know what? If you can't find these flowers, these were in the spring section at Dollar Tree. But if they don't have these, you could do your own. All this is, like I said, this is only felt, is all it is. It's a stiffer felt, but you can make your own stiff felt too, just by using like a stiffener, like a fabric, like a liquid starch or glue. That would totally make it that as well. Then you could do whatever shapes you wanted. You can do whatever kind of flowers you want. That would look pretty cool. And I could do a darker color too. That would probably, I don't know what that would look like. Let me see. I do have ink, which is also a chalk paint. Waverly. It's called ink. Let's see. That brush is really stiff. Use that brush. Trying to find a good brush to use here. And let's do this one. This black covers a little bit better than the white does. I kind of like the look of that. This is the black versus the white. I kind of like the look of the black one, actually. It kind of sticks out a little bit more. Okay, so I did decide we're going to go with the black instead of the white. So I want to show you how I'm going to remove this white. It's still a little wet because it's hasn't dried completely yet because it's on the glass, so, which is good for us. Just going to take, this is just water. There's water in a little Dixie cup here, and a clean paintbrush here, and we're just wiping it out. Take a little end here and try that a little bit. See? Totally cleared up. We just got that white part in the middle. If you're going to definitely use this or give it to somebody that's going to use it that may get a little messy or whatnot, you may want to seal it. You may want to seal it with a coating of some kind of sealer on the paint, just in case. Okay, so we've got all that black. It actually looks kind of pretty right like that, but that looks awesome. And then it will look even better with all of them done. Okay, so I finished the black. It's kind of almost already dry. You can kind of still see a little shiny because it's still not completely done. But how cute is that? I was going to give it a border, but I don't want to do it. I don't want to give it any more than it absolutely has to. I was going to do, if you're interested, this is the soft cotton nautical rope from Dollar Tree. I was going to kind of do this. I wish it was a little smaller. It's kind of fat. So if you put anything, if you actually did use this as a trivet, it's too big, and this part, it would end up on this part. So if at some point I can find a rope or something that, a trim that's like equal to this piece, I'll probably use that. But otherwise, this is pretty much done. We could always, you can add more to it. You can paint more, you can paint less. I love how that looks just like that. Like I said, I will probably be searching for a thinner rope just to add to the outside of my project, just because I do feel like it needs a border, but this is too thick. So, you know, using what I have in my stash, this is pretty much it. It's a simple project, you guys. Very easily. Like I said, you could also do is just take chunks of fabric and put them underneath this, like this, where this part is. Make sure you put them on backwards so that when you look down, you can see them. And then just Mod Podge them on. They usually do really well with heat. Like I said, I've done it before with fabric, and it works out great. So this is my project for today. Please keep coming back to see me at the Purple Penguin Craft Room, and happy crafting.